DJ Rhett Podcast.
That's your mom and them.
All right, little bro. Thank you for being here today.
Well, I had nothing to do.
You had nothing to do.
No.
What is it that you do?
I work at the house.
At the house?
I am a professional online reseller.
What? Explain what does that mean? Because I think I'm an online seller too. I try to sell myself every day. But what do you do?
Well, you're more of an online seller, so you create your own merchandise, you make your own hats, shirts.
I'm more of
gear.
a video creation guy, like that, and I kind of sell some stuff on the
With
side.
merch.
With merch.
With merch.
Yeah, that's what we call it. But you actually do something different. What is that?
Yeah, what I do is I'll go to thrift stores, garage sales, hit Facebook Marketplace, anything that you're trying to sell. People will post, "Hey, I got this, I got that." So I'll go and I'll buy it at a cheaper price, and then I list it on eBay, Poshmark, Macquarie, and sell it for more. That's pretty much
sounds
it.
like a good job. So you like the virtual middleman, right?
I'm kind of like I grab your crap and turn into my gold.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. So
yeah.
the old saying, "Hey, somebody else's garbage is somebody else's treasure." You try to find the treasure and everything, right?
Yes, I'm like I'm the definition of that saying.
Tell me your latest sale, like your unusual sale, because I know stuff on eBay, people just sell all kind of weird things. Is there something that you sold that was weird?
The best, I guess I can say the best flip I've had. There's a thrift store around here where all the shoes are $2.50. So I walk up to the rack and I see these blue suede shoes, the ugliest shoes I've ever seen in my life.
Like Elvis Presley,
Like Elvis Presley, and it's got gold buckles on it.
What?
Yeah, they're ugly. But anyway, so I look at them and I'm like, let me look at these things. And it was Salvatore Ferragamo.
What is that?
Okay,
It's
so
like
Salvatore Ferragamo is a
Dolce and Gabbana is like one of those premium little brands.
Correct. It's a shoe company.
I don't know
that's
what
made,
that is.
Made in Italy, and they're $400 to $500 brand new.
Oh wow!
Some of them can get in the thousands, like women's shoes, women's heels. They go into the thousands. With
See,
this
y'all know
name
about
brand.
all that stuff. See, I'm a t-shirt and freaking shoe kind of guy, t-shirt and tennis shoe kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, they always make fun of me. Like, the same tennis shoes I wear to go to the gym are the same tennis shoes I wear to go crabbing when we film an episode. And they make reference to that. I know nothing about fashion. So that's actually like a real designer brand.
Yes, it's a designer brand. Now, you're not going to go to Dillard's and buy it. You're not going to go to J.C. Penney's and buy it. You got to go.
You got to go to Rodeo Drive.
Yeah, you got to go to Rodeo.
Yeah,
Rodeo Drive. But it's kind of like a Coach, a Prada,
too
line
expensive,
like that, basically. But anyway, so back to the original story. These blue suede shoes, they were $2.50. So I bought them, listed them online for $375, and they sold within 2 days.
So you're like, man, I got something here. I can freaking turn this into a business.
Correct.
And try to find some garbage and turn it into somebody else's goal.
Yeah. A lot of electronics will sell on eBay. That's your big money maker. So if you go to a garage sale and someone's selling a Wii, you buy it for $10, make sure it works, test it. Usually they're just trying to get rid of it. So you can get a Wii with 13, 14 games, the controllers.
Right.
But a lot of people want the controllers because your controller breaks. So
right.
You ever went to the store and try to buy another controller?
Yeah, it's like $40, $50, $60.
Yeah, you might as well just buy the whole system
Exactly.
So I'll piece it out and sell it.
The lawnmower breaks, it's $700 for the bed. You might as well just buy the whole damn thing.
Yeah, just buy a new one. But a lot of times that's what I do. Like I'll hit thrift stores. And my original plan was actually 2 years ago I graduated from Nichols. I was going to go back and teach. And after I graduated, I was doing this just kind of to make some side money. Actually, my girlfriend was doing it, just selling stuff out of her closet. And she's like, man, let me go to a thrift store and buy something, see if I can sell it. So when she was busy at work, I'd help her ship it and stuff like that. So I was like, well, let me get into it because, I'm in school. Little extra money. And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. So not to say exactly what I'm making, but I'm making more than what I would make teaching.
That's what I'm talking about. That's all that matters, man.
That's all that matters.
And if you're happy packing stuff up and finding something and putting a bow on it, make somebody else happy and make a little money on the side, let's do it. That's what I'm talking about.
But it's the worst part about it is working from home. I don't really care for that. But
no, it's all good, man. I mean, hey, you paying the bills, you're making a living. That's what it's all about, bro.
Exactly. So, yes, I didn't have anything planned today, so that's why I'm here.
Hey. Well, look, on the podcast we talked about, what you do and everything like that. But what we're going to dump into like today and what I really want to talk about is like, how we grew up, my little brother and everything like that. I'm actually about 4 or 5 years ahead of you. I graduated in 95. You graduated what? 99.
Yep.
So we were kind of like right in that same time, that period of growing up in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. What's the fondest memory of us like as brothers? Because we got, just to set it up, we have another brother, Cody, in between, and we'll get him on the show. He works in Texas for is it Blackhawk still?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes back and forth. He goes out there probably about 2 or 3 weeks at a time. We barely get to see him and everything, but he's kind of like the yin to this yang right here, because me and Benji kind of are on the same page.
Yes.
Like we're kind of like the idiots in the family. Cody has the funny bone too, but he's more of the dry humor side. You know what I'm talking about?
He's more. I compare him more to like Daddy's humor.
Yes, Daddy. Like very dry. They'll laugh at themselves.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Love their own jokes.
Love their own jokes, but we love our own jokes too.
Well,
you know. But I mean, we're a little bit more animated than Daddy and Cody. But we'll get them on the show, and we'll have we'll get all three. All of us on the show. Daddy too. That ought to be an interesting deal.
Yeah.
But us growing up, we grew up in Prescott Island, Houma, right here.
Correct.
What's your fondest memory of us growing up? I mean, I remember you guys, Cody and Benji, y'all were all about football, basketball, and everything. I was kind of like the pretty boy that hung back and wanted to just stay in my room and listen to music. I was like the Dr. Dre. I would sit down on the floor with the headphones on, listen to music all day long, play with videos, all of that stuff. What's your fondest memory of us growing up?
It's funny you had the intro with that, talking about how you were just set back. You like the video stuff, listen to music and all, because it's hard for me to remember a lot of my childhood, but the reason I can remember it is because you videoed everything.
Right. Well, before we got here, we went pick up some equipment to do the podcast, and Aaron was in my little home studio, and he was like, bro, that's VCR tapes you got over there? Yes. I was like, yeah, that's VCR tapes. He goes, what's on that? So I started reading them. They had Christmas of 1999. They had Homecoming of 1993. And I'm like, I was blown away. I was like, man, I can't believe I videoed all that stuff. I mean, the Homecoming 1993 is of me and Rob. I remember me and Rob, one of my partners from high school. He videoed me with my tuxedo on and my cummerbund and all, and I'm like dancing.
Cummerbund, huh?
Yeah, the cummerbund back then, and we were dancing to like Boys to Men and stuff back then. So it's
music.
yeah. So it's very nostalgic stuff, and I can't wait to transfer it over to digital. But yeah, man, I was a fool when it came to the video camera.
Yeah, it was. If ever we wanted to see our childhood again, we just got to go in your closet and pull out the VHS tapes.
That's it,
because it's always there. I mean, from what you're 12, 13 years old, you had a video camera in your hand?
Yeah, I was 12
Maybe
years
earlier.
old. That's what I asked for Christmas, and Mama delivered. Yeah, it was a Sony camcorder. It's the one that you throw like on your shoulder.
Yeah, the
with a little
17
side
pound.
thing. Yeah, it weighed like 80 pounds.
The battery was this big.
It was bigger than me. It was like a little bazooka that you put on your shoulder. You put it on the shoulder, you put the VCR tape on the side, boom, hit it, and rock and roll.
I remember one of the funniest things when you figured out you can put titles on the tape through it.
Yeah.
That was the greatest thing ever. It was the little white flashing.
Exactly. We had like, you can put a title right in front of it. So I'd be like, Merry Christmas, and I'd be like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And now like you can do that with like so many different apps and everything. It's like nothing to put a text on a video. But back then that was like kind of like, oh my God, we can put text on video. Oh no. But yeah, I used to love figuring all of that stuff out.
Yeah, I remember that. You check out this, and here me and Cody, we outside playing, and you wanted us to come watch how you put Rhett and Benji's battle or something on, because we used to wrestle on the sofas and all.
We had the Nintendo too, and we would play. I remember we'd play Back to the Future game. You remember that?
I don't quite remember the Back to the Future game. No.
What? Do you remember Starfighter when we were like the Atari?
No.
You don't remember Starfighter, the Atari? Okay, we used to play.
I know the game, but I mean, I don't remember it.
And I think it was like 82 when you were born. 81.
81.
Never
yeah,
mind.
So,
okay, yeah, you wouldn't have remembered that. But we used to play Starfighter. No, Space Invader. That's what it was called.
I remember Space. Well, I don't remember playing it, but I know the game.
No, we used to play it on the joystick, and I'd play it till like 12 o'clock at night. Daddy would be like, you better get 125,000 points, ball. And I'm like, why? Because I want to send off a patch.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
we used to get the magazine.
Yeah, I remember
We used
that.
to get the Atari magazine, and they say if you got over 100,000 points, you get a Space Invader patch. And I remember that. So I was like, Daddy was like, he could never get it. He was like, God damn it. Like he'd play, and he goes, get on that ball. And I remember I had E.T. pajamas on.
Yep.
And we were in front of that TV. It was a TV on the floor.
that you click.
Yeah.
12 channels.
12
Tick, 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 tick. Yep.
And we had the little, we would plug it in with the coax.
Yep.
And boom, hit it. And I'd play till 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And he was like, get. And we'd get it. You'd have to take a Polaroid picture of it and mail it off. And once you mailed it off, and about 8 weeks later.
Yeah, when they got it.
Yeah, it's not like Amazon Prime, man. You'd wait. That was like fun. You'd wait. You'd go to the mail every day.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, damn it.
That's when you were happy you would get mail.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember I got 2 patches because I did it twice. And I got that old. You remember those old red jackets with the little white, the stripes?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what they called them, the windbreakers or whatever.
I call them the coach jackets.
Yeah, the coach jackets.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I remember he ironed it on. He went to iron it on and then melted it. And he went, yeah, he just threw it away. And I was like, well, at least we got the patch. So he took a picture with the patch. But yeah, that was one of the highlights of my life. Impressing Dad is beating Space Invaders.
But I mean, a lot of people don't know our dad, but he was very hard to impress in sports.
Yes,
like,
he was. You win at all costs.
Super competitive.
Very competitive.
It didn't matter. Like my sport growing up was basketball.
Right.
Loved the game of basketball. And I remember, I'd always get put on a sad team, and not to toot my own horn, I was a pretty good player when I was young.
No, you were. I specifically remember going play in Dumas, I think, one time.
Yep.
And you were like the star player on your team,
Yep.
and then they had all the guys from Dumas, and I mean, these were some black kids that were like that could play basketball.
Yeah, I went to school at Village East with most of them.
So these guys were like trying to recruit you, the only white guy on that team, because you knew how to ball. I remember that. That was so funny.
I was really. I mean, I just had it, and I enjoyed it.
You did.
But I would get home from school every day, and I was outside with the basketball. I mean, we had a driveway that dropped off.
Right. It was an incline.
It was
driveway.
incline. And it was one of the hardest to play basketball on because you'd fall. But I mean, that was my thing. So.
Well, I mean, when you play on an incline driveway for all day long, and then you play on a flat thing, you fly. You could really adjust your game doing that stuff. But yeah,
that was So I would play my games, and TPR at 10 years old. If you score 6-7 points, you were a man. Well, I'm scoring 25 and 30 points.
Yeah, you were scoring it was 32
will.
at the end of the game, and you scored 31 points.
Exactly. So I specifically remember one day, and Dad worked as a mechanic, and sometimes he couldn't make my games. He was working. So I would have to tell him what happened at the game. So he'd be like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "Well, the score was 38-34. We lost, but I had 32 points." And his response was, "Well, you lost." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I had 32 of the 34 points, Daddy." "Yeah, well, if you would have had 39 of the 39 points, you would have won."
Yeah.
And it's like you could never. And I understand now that I have kids why he did that.
Yeah.
He was happy I scored 32 points.
He was.
But he could never show that to you.
But we grew up in a different era in the 70s and 80s when Daddy was growing up hardcore. I mean, it was like there was no freaking participation award. There was no. I mean, they yelled at you. Like I'm talking a bitty team.
Oh yeah.
I was scared of the coach. Now it's like they talk back to the coach. Like I coached soccer for years, and they talk back to you. If that would have ever happened when we were growing up,
oh no,
holy crap!
Well, I remember playing football, and Little Caillou, our Uncle Otis was our coach. We had Uncle Otis, then you had Otis Jr. So the whole family was our coach. Well, Mamay Snowball was right there. So
Mamay Snowballs.
Oh. Rest in peace,
Rest in peace, Miss Mamay. I loved the cream on the snowballs.
I bet you do. But anyway, so I showed up. Mama was trying to be nice. Mama was trying to be nice. Mama's always trying to take care of that little boys. And she got me a snowball before practice.
Right.
So I showed up to practice. I'm in my football style.
With a snowball.
I was carrying my shoulder pads and helmet.
What a prick.
And Uncle Otis came up to me and slapped it out of my hand.
Huh?
And says, "Don't you ever show up to practice with a snowball. You can get that after you practice." And I was so upset. And now I realize, like, I coach soccer too.
Right.
So I realize, like, kids would come up with an icy. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right,
like,
exactly.
We're here to practice. You got sugar-laced icy. and you're gonna throw up on my field.
Oh man, look,
get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I coached soccer for 8 years for HSA.
Yep.
And thank God, I love doing it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed doing that.
Oh, yeah, every moment I enjoyed.
You build relationships. You get mad and you fuss kids and you do all of this, but I like to believe that I kind of like help them, mentor them
yes.
as they got a little older, a little discipline and a little respect. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I mean, yes, it's all about winning, it's all about training people, but at the end of the day, if you help somebody's self-confidence and self-esteem, that's what it's all about. That's all I cared about,
Yeah, I still remember we practiced at the air base, and there's a park there. There's slides, little monkey bars, all that. And I got mad one practice because the kids just wasn't focusing. Mm-hmm. And I called them all in. Thank God I had good parents, because if I'd have had one bad apple in that bunch, like I'd have got kicked out.
You'd have never made it.
The soccer association would kick me out.
Everybody's so sensitive these days.
Correct. But all my parents were great. I told them that at every practice, like, I love y'all because y'all allow me to coach. Well, the kids weren't, following what I wanted them to do. And I got pissed, and I said, everybody line up. So I lined them up, and I turn and look at that park. So with the slides where I said, y'all want to play? Get y'all ass over there to the park and play. If y'all want to play soccer, y'all stay here. And they all kind of looked at me, and I was like, I'm not joking. Y'all want to go slide and have a good time? Yee. Get the hell off my field. And they like 8 years old, and I probably shouldn't have cursed at them, but I don't care. And finally, like I said, I had great parents, and, I heard one of them say, yeah, go your ass to the park if y'all don't want to
get on their ass. Yeah, I got parents that do that, you know, and I mean, yes, I do have some sensitive parents, but I mean, at the end of the day, they know I mean business. I mean, I'm not. Look, we were there for volunteer. We didn't get paid for all that stuff.
I told them that one day.
So hey, man, I'm out here on my own dollar, my own time. Mm-hmm. You're gonna listen to me. You ain't gonna freaking goof off or whatever. But I mean, I never had really big problems with those kids. But yes, I remember one particular night we were practicing across the street at the airbase, and they just weren't listening. I mean, now you have boys you can kind of get into and dig
I would
on
never
them.
do girls.
You gotta kind of you got to be sensitive with them, because I mean, I was coaching some 11, 12-year-olds. They're on that borderline of the hormonal change and everything, and they can go from one day they're like, oh, I love this coach, let's run, let's do this, and then the next day they're like, I hate you. They're crazy like that. I mean, it's just they're very hormonal. Well, one day they weren't listening, they weren't paying attention. You know what? Forget this. We win as a team, we lose as a team. Yep. I'm the coach. I'm part of this team. Yep. Y'all all not listening. Y'all all not participating. Y'all all mouthing off. Y'all being disrespectful. Okay, we're going to do what my dad used to do when we were playing T-ball. You're going to run, cuz.
Run.
You're going to run until you throw up. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? I'm going to run with y'all. And I'm going to do this. And so what I did was I lined them up and we were doing 100-meter sprints. So the last person that got to it, the first person that got to it was excused. Yeah, they can go home. Okay? We did it. We did it, and I knew some of those kids were just good. They weren't gonna make it. I mean, some of those kids they're not athletic as the other kids. But you know what?
They're here for a reason.
But I was I purposely finished last because I'm like, I'm gonna do this the whole way. I'm gonna be with the last person. The star athlete of our team, I'm not gonna mention her name. Star athlete, she purposely was going slow because she knew she would have smoked everybody. Yeah. By the end of the thing, me and her pretty much threw up, and everybody couldn't walk. I canceled practice the next day. They come in, and then they came in 2 days later, and I'm like, okay, what did we learn? They were like, all the parents thanked me for that, and the kids thanked me for that. They were like, we understand you're out here on your time, and your weekends, it's not just practice every night. No. It's getting rosters together. It's making sure the insurance forms are properly filled out when you do the tournaments. Yes, you got to get the cards. You got to get everything. And look, I mean, they don't. This organization doesn't have money. So who buys the cones? Me. I buy the cones. I buy the nets. I buy everything I need.
I'm not gonna say the organization sucks. But they suck.
I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, okay, all right.
I'll
will
say it.
No, I mean, they have their problems and they have everything going on. Look.
Put it on me. They suck.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll put it on you then. No, I'm just trying to be nice. No, but what I'm saying is, they do have their problems, but I got out of it because Emmy, she decided soccer wasn't her thing. Yep. But I enjoy doing it every minute because I played soccer in high school. I mean, and I love doing that. And if I can mentor a kid in some kind of positive way, I'm going to do it. You know, that's just the way I am. So.
Well, I have a, like, I didn't play soccer in high school. I tried out, but I had the short, fat white guy syndrome, and I just couldn't run.
Just doesn't work out for soccer.
Doesn't work. But I have a way of seeing the field, and I can make these kids better.
You make things happen.
Yeah, I can make things.
You're like the Sean Payton of soccer, biddy soccer. No, not really.
I wouldn't compare myself to Sean Payton. I mean, I'm a little.
What about Will Ferrell?
No, I'm a step higher.
You're the Will Ferrell of it? Oh, you're a step higher.
Yeah, I'm a step higher.
Okay, yeah.
Because I play the real football. No, it's soccer. But anyway, so my approach to coaching soccer was teach them how to play the game, because you can dribble the ball at your house.
Right.
So I'm not going to have you dribbling through a cone.
Right.
Like, you do that on your own damn time.
Exactly.
I'm going to put you in you play your position. I'm going to teach you the position.
Right.
And we started out. I started coaching when they were 5 or 6. I think it was around 6 years old. We were just getting demolished.
Right.
26-0. And some of the parents, they running up the scores. Good.
Yeah, good. Trash them, beat them.
Get a good ass.
That's
whooping.
how I am.
Yeah, get your ass whooped.
Because
and
we
then come back and play
live
better.
in a day where you try to put the blindfold on these kids to be like, oh no, it's all fun. Yeah, no, I get it. You know, you want to build self-esteem. But no, man, get your ass whipped every now and then,
your lick.
And you learn from it. Hey, look, the Saints lost last week, right?
Yeah, they got to learn from it.
And you know what? You know what Sean Payton said? He looked at it as a positive thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm glad we lost. You want to know why? Because we ain't as good as we think we are.
Exactly.
I gave him the cheese last week. Don't bite the cheese. They bought the cheese, and we lost, you know?
It depends on what kind of cheese it is. I like cheese.
I like cheese, too.
But, yeah, so we started out the first couple of years, and we were just getting our butt handed to us.
Right.
And they stuck with it. And towards the end, like I said, without the pandemic hitting, like our last season got ended too short. But we went from teams that were beating us 26-0 to beating them 3-2,
right,
4-1, and like these coaches were coming like, "What did you do to these kids?" I'm like, "Just taught them the game." Like,
right.
I want them to play as a team because one practice, one kid, was kind of showing all, oh, I'm the best player on the team. Okay, you're the best player. You're by yourself. Everybody else against him. Go ahead, score. And they beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, right.
And I said, now you understand what I'm telling you?
Do you understand what teamwork is
Exactly.
and why do we have halfbacks, why we have mids, why we have forwards?
Correct.
Why we have goalies?
Correct.
It's not a one individual thing. And that's on any sport. That's football. That's anything.
Anything.
Yeah, I mean, you
golf.
have your star players that excel more than others, but he can't excel without that other person on the side of him.
And the thing is, as a coach, and I wish parents would understand this too, if your kid's going to be good in sports.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like, I'm smart enough to say, like, my kids, they're not going to be professional athletes. I'm okay with saying that. And
I'm okay with saying
that
too.
You want to enjoy a sport, hey, you go ahead and enjoy a sport.
Right.
But if you want my honest opinion, like, I can tell. So I'm not going to treat you like you're an all-star.
Right.
Like, I'm not. Call me an asshole, dad, if you want, but that's just the way that's going back to what we're talking about, with the way we were raised by our dad.
Right, exactly.
You earn what you get.
But we also play by the rules. I mean, this is a rec team, so yes, we're going to get their reps in, and they're going to go in, and they're going to have their fair playing time.
Yes.
But and I'm the type of person that won't go up to a parent and say, okay, well, your kid sucks. I will not do that.
No, but don't catch me on a bad day and ask me why.
Yeah,
because I will tell you. Like that's
well,
me.
you have that trait. I don't. I do. It has to come out like no. I know you. I've seen you coach soccer before, and you just let loose.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'm not going to call your kid out in front of everybody, but if you want my honest opinion, I'm gonna tell you.
Right, but I mean, I'm not gonna be completely honest with I'm gonna come. We could use a little work. We could use a little work. But and those are the kids that we call. And let's be honest, those are the kids we call the crayon eaters and the butterfly chasers.
The grass pickers.
The grass pick. I call them. I call them the
flower pickers.
The butterfly chasers.
Yeah.
Because it's true. They don't pay attention, and you know what? It's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. That's not for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but don't force your kid on, like, if as a parent that your kid just put them in something else. I'm trying to say it the nice way. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I mean, it's all good.
Like you said, you wanted uncut on this. I'll be uncut.
No, we uncut. Okay,
You know, I'm gonna have a,
I'm not gonna-
have an
I'm
X
not-
on my back after this. Because
I'm not calling any names out.
I'm not
just
calling
telling-
any names out, but I can't stand the travel ball concept. I hate. Let me tell you exactly what travel ball is.
Speak some knowledge because speak
okay.
some knowledge on
When
travel
we grew
ball.
Up, when we grew up, you had one travel team. You were the Terrebonne Parish All Stars. If you wasn't good enough to make that, you didn't make it.
Right.
Okay, fine. I can live with that. But then you have another organization that says, "Oh, well, let's take the scrubs that didn't make it. And let's just start another travel team."
Right.
And then, now you have 2 sets of tryouts. So you take the scrubs from one, and it's just watered down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand the concept of you paying all this money to an organization that all you're doing is going to another city. Okay, let's travel to Lafayette this weekend and spend thousands of dollars to play against a team from Texas that's going to wipe us out because Texas does it right. You get one travel team.
Right.
And then they get mad and argue like, "Oh, this is not fair. You know, you're putting us against the higher competition." That's travel ball.
That's travel ball. And don't you want to play against a higher competition?
Exactly.
To make
You
yourself
should.
better? I never, that's the one thing when I was a coach, I never strayed from anybody like the Blackhawks, okay? Let's just say the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks would kill us. But
Yeah.
then every now and then we would punch them in the mouth and beat them.
Yeah.
And then once you beat a travel team or once you beat and get that confidence in those kids that never really believed in themselves and they're like, wow, we can freaking
we can
do
do
this.
this.
We can
Yeah.
actually beat a travel team. Then the travel team don't want to play you anymore.
no.
Because
And-
they're like scared because
Exactly.
they want that image. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, I remember we played the Gobbler Cup one year and we played the Blackhawk team and we beat them 4-2. And we don't rub it in anybody's face. We don't do
No.
anything, but our kids were the coach, I don't know who it was, and this was a couple of years ago, never didn't want to shake our hands. Yeah, and I'm like, really, dude? Like, come on, man. Like, I've been in 3 championship matches in the Gobbler Cup, and I lost every single one. I'm the Buffalo Bills of the frickin' bitty soccer.
You sure are.
I am. I'm just
Except
telling
they
you.
made it 4
and
years.
it sucks. You want to know why? Because I'm an adult, okay? But the time and effort that you see that goes into these kids, like the practices, and the sprained ankles, and the crying on trying to explain them how to throw the ball in, and nobody sees all of that stuff.
No.
They just see the game.
Yeah.
So they are judging you, and they're judging the play and your coaching on that one game.
Yep.
You know, the kids might have ate Chick-fil-A before they got on the field, and they just not running as hard as it. And then is that my fault?
No,
that's not my fault. But I mean, you have to take that responsibility. You're the coach.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, well, maybe I should have done something different knowing that they ate Chick-fil-A right before they went on.
Yeah.
You can tell these kids blue in their face, don't do this, don't do that.
They can do what they
They're
want.
still kids.
Yeah.
Then you got to remember that at the end of the day. So when I shake the coach's hands and everything, dude, this ain't life.
No.
We're not getting paid $8 million a season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just a game.
It's a game at the end of the day. Do we take it seriously and we go for broke? Hell yeah.
Obviously.
But, I mean, when you put it all in perspective, it's like, that's all nonsense.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing that I look forward to is all these kids that I coach, like 4 of them play for the Blackhawks now.
Right.
One of them plays for Homa Christian, I believe, or Homa Christian. The one off of, is it Val High?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they all text me like, "Oh, he made this team. Oh, they making this team." I'm like, "Yeah, send me their schedules. I'll go. You know, if I got time, I'll go make a game." And just seeing them grow and, you know, that my time kind of paid off because they're very respectful. Like, that's the one thing that the feedback I get. All the coaches that I coached against, they're like, "Man, you kids are well behaved." I'm like, "Yeah, because I wasn't gonna play around with that.
We're not playing around.
Yeah, we're not playing around.
We're not letting them walk all over us. I
You
mean,
know?
I'm not the type of guy that's going to let the kids goof off on the bench.
No.
I always tell them, I'll coach them. I'm like, look, the most important position on the field is on the bench. If you think about it, you really have to pay attention to it. No. Hear me out on this. You really, if you're a player and you're on the bench to get a breather. I always paid attention to what was going on in the field because when I went back out, I needed to see what that dude was doing that I can like kind of do my thing.
You said it wrong, and I was going to make a joke about it.
But what I'm saying is no, the most important position on the field is on the bench. If you think about it, you're learning stuff. Like you're learning.
Yeah,
but
if you
you're
get them to
acting,
pay attention.
But if you're acting the ass on the sideline, you're not paying attention.
No.
I'd always turn around. If anybody is talking and not watching what's going on in the field, you're running after practice.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is there's a role when you're on the
No,
bench.
I
You
got
know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying.
saying?
I was just about to make a joke, but you didn't shut up. So I
No, but
couldn't
go
do
ahead.
it.
Make the joke.
No, the bench isn't on the field, so it's not a position on the field.
No, but it is.
The most important
Role.
Yeah, the most important.
No, but what I'm saying is you gain so much knowledge.
You gain so much knowledge, yeah.
And you gain
Because
because
you're-
what's happening is I can teach real life situations
Yep.
that's happening in front of them. Hey guys, you see what? Oh guys, girls, you see what's going on the field? Gals, you see what's going on the field right here? Why did she get burned? Because it's a teaching experience.
Yeah,
you know?
I always wanted to get a drone and put it on top so the kids can actually
Right.
see, like, don't bunch up.
I have some videos where I show them on the
That's what I'm
sideline,
saying.
like.
And all these pro teams film study so
Yes.
you can see it,
Right.
And that leads into if you're on the bench and you're watching what's going on, it's like you're being coached without being coached.
Right.
Yeah, I understand what you were saying.
No, but those days are over with for me. I mean, I don't know if you're going to keep coaching or what.
If my youngest Grayson wants to do it, I'll probably do it again. But I do get kind of stressed out.
Right.
I love it though.
I love it too.
It's a loving stress.
It's a love-hate thing.
Correct.
It's
because when
like-
you go and you whip up on a team,
Right.
you go home and, like, even me, I'm almost 40 years old, but I still poke my damn chest out.
Right,
Like,
right.
yeah. I'm all excited. Like, I don't rub it in people's face, but like I
Right.
said, I walk in the house, open the door, and do my little dance.
I grab me an extra Chick-fil-A sandwich on the way home, and when we win, that's what we do. We
And then when I lose,
Chick-fil-A.
I open the door and I slam the damn thing. And the girl's like, "Oh, y'all must have lost." Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah,
But-
and we're practicing Monday. We don't usually practice Monday,
Yeah.
but we practice
yeah.
on Monday.
I told the kids they suck.
Yeah. We're not off Monday, guys. You suck. Nah, but
Yeah, that's sports in a nutshell.
it's very rewarding. But yeah, we got David LeCompte in our blood right here. So
Oh yeah, I
but
blame him for a lot.
It's all good, Daddy. We love you.
Oh,
love
yeah.
you, Dad.
Well, it's funny because we can talk to him about it now, and he just laughs at us.
Right.
And
Right.
he's like, "Oh, now you understand, you little bastard."
Well, I mean, we talked a lot about sports, but one of the things that people like message me on the page is like, how did you get into doing what you're doing right now? Like, the whole video creation thing,
Yep.
the whole DJ Rhett thing, the whole dubs and all of that stuff. Can you tell me a situation when growing up that you like, hey, this dude is like gonna, my brother is like actually going to do this for a living, or is actually going to take the trait that he has and apply it to what he's doing. What are some examples that you could tell me growing up?
Until I got to like high school, which we were lucky enough to go. We went to South Terrebonne, and we had the multimedia class, with Coach Gravois.
Coach Gravois.
And that really, I think, boosted you. Like, you were going to do it anyway,
Right.
But you had a class in high school where you can do it, and that, to me, that separated you from anything.
Well-
Because I'm the youngest, so I was always told you don't have to be as good as Rhett. Don't be as bad
They
as
really
Cody.
told you that?
No, like grade wise.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were never in trouble in school.
No, I wasn't. I was never in trouble.
Cody
I was the pretty boy.
Yeah.
Just
Cody
hey,
was
what's
always
up?
in trouble. So, like, I don't think mom and dad ever said this directly to me, but I knew that's how they felt because I'm in that same situation with my youngest. Like, he gets away with a lot more. I got away with a lot more. But anyway, so you went there, and I came up 2 years behind you inside. I wasn't in South Terrebonne when you were
Right.
there, but everybody knew who you were. Then you had Cody, and I had teachers telling me, "Are you going to be Rhett or are you going to be Cody?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm definitely not Cody, but I don't know if I'll be Rhett." So when I got to multimedia, Coach Gravois still had all the stuff that you did,
Right.
And he didn't give you assignments. You just took it and ran.
I actually rewrote his curriculum halfway through
that's what I'm saying. Like,
through the semester. Yeah.
he kind of gave you, like, you had the video camera before, but you had equipment to use there.
Right.
So when I got to that class, and I realized, because it's not like you can just press a button and out comes these creative
Yeah, no, you
videos.
really have to put some work
You gotta put
into
some work
it.
in. So, like,
especially back then in the 90s when you didn't have all the technology we have today.
Yeah.
Like, you really had to get creative with a VCR camera.
yeah,
Like come on.
when you did the Nirvana video and
Right.
you're on top of the school, like, different things, like, you knew camera angles, you knew
Right.
you knew more than what a 16-year-old 17-year-old multimedia student
should have known at that time.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Because I did it since I was 8 years old.
Exactly,
like,
but
with the
that
camera.
opened my eyes to it, and I always knew that somehow, some way, that's how you were going to end up in life. Like you were going to do something to that extent.
Creative.
Something to that extent. But I mean,
Yeah.
what you started DJing when you were what, 14, 15 years old?
I actually started DJing when I was 15.
When you were 15. So we have music in our blood. I mean, I've been in a band. You've been in a band. Our grandpa was in a band.
Right.
You know, different things like that.
Wade's in a band.
Yeah. Our
Uncle Wade.
We always have. We always had that music outlet.
Right.
So
that on the mom side of the family, that was the musically inclined side.
Correct.
Our dad's side of the family is more the funny bone. Like I think.
yeah, they're more
The
of
crazy, the Otises and the LeComptes, like
correct.
Correct.
That's
they're
the
the funny
joking
guys.
side, yeah. So, like I said, I always knew that starting at 15 you had the music, but I didn't think it was going to be music that took off. Where I always thought it was going to be like I thought you were going to be
like a producer, a director.
like a producer, like a. I know you're gonna kill me for this. Probably everybody will, but the director of Star Wars,
George Lucas.
I thought you were gonna be a George Lucas type, because
You
I
don't
can
know who
see,
George Lucas is?
No, I just had a brain
Yeah,
fart.
no, it's all
but
good.
like, because when he was filming the original Star Wars, he was in his garage and
Right.
he had little. That
And
was you.
That was me. Yes.
So
I distinctly remember putting up tennis shoes.
yeah,
And, then, making them walk.
Yeah,
So
you
I would
thought that
do
was the coolest
I
thing.
did that for like hours.
Yeah.
Or I'd stand outside with a microphone and wait for a crack of lightning to crack right behind me.
Yeah.
And it would crack to the left, and I'm like, damn it. So I'd move the camera. Then it would crack right behind me, and I'm like, I moved the
'cause
camera.
lightning strikes in the same spot.
Right, I didn't know that, but I mean, I was trying to figure that out when I was
Yeah.
little. But even Daddy, he would be like, "Bro, you stupid! You standing outside for 4 hours in the bad weather, Daddy. I need to get that right shot,
Yeah.
And it consumed me.
It did.
really did consume
It did.
me. And I mean, even my video antics got you in trouble. You and Cody in trouble one day, right?
More Cody than me. Cody always got the ass whoopings. But,
Tell me about that.
you're talking about the pool
The
incident.
pool incident, yeah.
So we had an above ground pool, and our backyard. I can't even. The shape of our backyard
It was
that
like
house
a
was
triangular.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. You can't even say hexagon or
No.
It was like a trigopsagon.
Yeah, it was the
It
weirdest.
was the weirdest
shape.
back, but Daddy would never cut it because it was the hardest thing to ever cut with a push lawnmower.
It was a big backyard.
Yeah, it was a big backyard, and he's like, "Y'all push I push the front, y'all push the back." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Thanks, Dad."
So we had like a little corner piece. So the pool was probably, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 feet away from the house.
Yep.
But the way the pool was shaped, the fence kind of surrounded it too. So the main yard was to the right of the pool. But anyway, it was very close to the house. So we would climb up the fence and then we would get on the roof. So my dad would come home and he'd clean the pool and he would find the little pieces of shingle in the pool.
In the pool.
So he was like, damn, I must be losing shingles. Or thinking when it rains, the shingle pieces go in the gutter. Maybe it has a hole in the gutter. It's coming in the pool. Never could figure out why. Well, of course, if he ever wanted to know what we were doing, he would just go grab your video camera and press play. So what Rhett does is he sets up the camera while we're all jumping off the roof.
Jumping
into
off the roof
4-foot
into
pool,
a 4-foot pool. Yeah.
Which back in the day, like if Daddy was home, he'd let us do that.
Yes.
Today, I'm not letting my kid.
No,
jump
I
off.
ain't letting him jump off the roof
because
into the damn pool.
Breaks his leg, I'm gonna be pissed. But
Yeah.
anyway, so he pressed play on the camera and.
Lo and behold, I got the tripod outside videoing y'all jumping in the pool.
Exactly. We thought it'd be cool video to watch us, freestyling parkour off of the roof into the pool. But yeah, so if ever we wanted, if something was broke in the house, 9 times out of 10, Rhett had it on camera.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to right now. Like I told you before we got here, we had to go pick up a few things, and Aaron was saying, referencing the VCR tapes. He was like, I can't wait to like maybe do like a flashback of like old DJ Rhett. Like I've always been that way. I've always been that way. And I would always make people around me feel like they can be that way. Like Cody was never like loose, but every time the camera would go on and I would start being stupid, Cody would get stupid with me. So it's actually pretty cool to like influence people to like, hey man, let it go. Let's freaking just get it. It's no big deal.
I get the question all the time, oh, what is it like to be DJ's Rhett's brother? Like, how awesome is that? I'm like, I don't really see a difference.
I don't see a difference either.
Since you were 13 years old, you've been doing this continuously. Well, you're just getting the more recognition because the internet didn't exist when you were 13 years old.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but I DJ'd, okay, and I had a dual cassette tape.
Yeah, I remember
player.
I used to carry the cassettes in with you.
Right, I would carry like 3 or 4 boxes of cassette tapes, and then I had like 5 boxes of like pine boxes of CDs.
Yep.
I would carry that in everywhere I'd go. It sucked. Now everything's on a USB thumb drive or on the laptop, and it's good to go. But I used to carry in like 13 Case Logics in with me and friggin' DJ with that stuff. So I mean, it's amazing how far we've come in the technology on that side.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, no, I love doing that stuff. Like DJing, that's how I kind of got my start doing that and getting the name out. But when we're doing this podcast, when I had that dual tape player, I remember bringing in. I'm gonna name somebody. He ain't gonna mind, but Norby Jabert. We were partners in high school.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, we'd bring it in, and he was like, "Dude, set up your DJ stuff, and let's just do a radio station." And I'm like, "Radio station? What are you talking about?" He says, "Just set up 2 mics. We'll tape on cassette tape. Just record us, and we'll act like we're Walton and Johnson or something like that, and just start talking." So me, him, and Shane Pellegrin. We did like a podcast. Like it was almost like a podcast. We just did it on cassette tape. Yeah. And we would play our favorite songs. And at that time, I distinctly remember the number 2 song was, number 1 song was Stone Temple Pilots. It was Plush.
Wow.
At the time, because that's when, it was like 93, 94. That was like right when it came out. The number 2 song, I distinctly remember. It was Shy. Oh, damn. But no, we used to do that all the time. I got like 20 tapes. I need to find them. Like that, dude, that's vintage stuff. Vintage DJ Rhett stuff.
Good thing he's not running anymore. If he'd have said something bad, you could have canceled his ass.
Nah. Me and Norby's cool. We're cool, but yeah, Norby, if you ever want to run for something, check with me first.
Remember back in the day, you said this song sucked?
No. And be like, Norby, VCR tape. Nah, I don't really have anything on him. But,
no, I mean,
we got some funny stuff. No, but it's all good. But no, it kind of like, it just kind of grew into... YouTube came out.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know this. You know what my first YouTube video ever was that I posted?
Was it the one of me and you dancing in
Exactly. It was in 2007.
Yep.
It was my first house in Bayou Black.
Yep.
And you and I and Holly and your former ex-wife.
Yep.
We went eat at Cristiano's, I think, that night. We went eat at Mr. Lester's.
Yes.
We went eat at Mr. Lester's at Cypress Bayou Casino.
Cypress Bayou.
And on the way back, we were dying laughing because me and Holly were talking about having our first kid. It was like in 2006, 7, right around that area. And me and Holly were talking about having, well, it was Emmy. We didn't know what it was going to be at the time. But we were talking, and we're like, well, what would you name your kid? And on the way back... Yeah, what we would do,
every street sign,
we were saying that's going to be our kid.
So it started it was in Franklin.
Yeah.
Hello world.
I want to introduce you to my new bundle of joy.
Franklin.
Yeah. So and we did that the whole way until 311. Till we turned off 311. Amelia. Yeah. Bove. Buff.
Bayou La Arse.
All right. Please welcome my new bundle of joy, Morgan C.
Yeah. And that was
Morgan.
And it's funny because if you watch that video towards the end, like I mean, I'm a little chunkier now, but I was doing bodybuilding, so I had like the worst gas known to mankind. I had the yuck butt.
Yeah, you did have the yuck butt.
So if you watch at the end of that video, I fart.
Yeah, you fart. Yeah, I remember that. You went, oh God. Yeah. That was you that said that. But no, we got back home and we didn't want to stop drinking, so we stopped at and there was no such thing as craft beer back then. Like that was. I mean, they may have had it, but I mean, it wasn't as popular. We got some 16-ounce Bud Lights.
Yes.
And you were drinking like vodka or something. It was
it was a margarita.
You made a margarita at the house, and we just started drinking, and we just started popping in songs and acting stupid. And
that was an R. Kelly song, I believe.
Yeah. Well, Holly started videoing us with a cyber shot. You remember the cyber shots?
That's what she videoed.
A Sony cyber shot. Yeah. She turned it down like this, and she was just videoing us. So it's very pixelated and everything. But I wanted to post it. I wanted to put it on something. Back then, they had MySpace, but you couldn't really put there was really you couldn't upload a video. It was links. You remember that? Like you had to post a link.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to post I remember on my MySpace page, it was Korn, the video Korn.
Yep.
Come Undone. And I put it up there and you had to post the link and then the video would start playing. So you really couldn't do that. So I opened up a YouTube account to put that so I can get a link to post on MySpace. And it was like, I opened it up. It was the first time, and it had like 800 views. And I was like, man, that's pretty good for not having a YouTube page or not having any subscribers or anything. Open it up and put it on there. But what was the song we danced to? I forgot. It was R. Kelly?
Yeah. I want to ride.
Oh, yeah.
Something like my sound.
I want to pump here. Girls look just like my car. I want to work.
Something like my bank account.
Girl, I want to spend you, baby.
Something about this. No. Yeah, that.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah, we were actually trying to turn. I think the title says
trying to turn our lives on. Yeah, and we didn't.
And obviously, I'm divorced now, so that didn't work.
I'm still married, so apparently mine worked.
Yeah, well, you had the kid.
I was skinny though as hell though back then.
Really?
Like I was like skinny. Like that was before I started working out. Like, bad. Like I looked anorexic back then.
Yeah, well, I was like,
I smoked back then too.
I was like 195, 200 in that picture. Now I'm like 260, solid man.
You look great, man.
Oh yeah.
As long as you're happy, bro.
Oh, I'm.
As long as you can see Mr. Wee Wee down there, you're okay.
Getting close.
You're getting close. We need to go to Planet Fitness then, bro.
No, I just got to shave.
You can shave and it comes back. All right, man. That's great, man.
Yeah, I finally reached puberty.
You did?
So, yeah.
When?
Never. Dude, I'm telling you, this is...
we were talking about that yesterday. We come in patchy all the time.
Yeah.
Cody, he can shave in the morning, and then by 5 o'clock, he looks like a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And then like me and you, it'd take a year to grow something.
I can't grow hair.
Dude, I shaved
in the butt crack of my chin.
3 days ago. 3 days ago, I shaved.
That's probably a week. But like in the butt crack of my chin, I can't grow hair. It's just bald.
I can't get
alopecia.
Right here, I can't
chin.
connect. Right here, I can't connect.
Oh, you can't get that.
But so that YouTube video was kind of like the start of something. And then I worked at Radiator Service, and we went to a couple of bow fishing events, and I put that on there. That kind of got like 300,000 views. Like I really didn't have a direction. When I wanted to go the DJ Rhett page, and actually it wasn't even DJ Rhett. It was called it was called Rhett LeCompte. It was just Rhett LeCompte. Yeah. And I was just posting videos of bow fishing, and then I posted videos of just Emmy growing up, and never really took it in a direction. And then, as I started growing up with the page and everything, I started putting more like artistic stuff on it, filming stuff outside, slapping it together. And then when I started working with these guys over here in the studio, then, I mean, Aaron's freaking awesome when it comes to audio stuff. Anthony's awesome when it comes to... Anthony's awesome when it comes to... Anthony and Josh are awesome when it comes to visual stuff. No, and then all together, creatively, we just kind of put it all in a gumbo pot and make it work.
That's the funny thing about over here. It's kind of like y'all landed into, most people have to recruit... a talent to get it, and y'all can just sit here and in 5 minutes pop out a dub. And
I think what the way it all worked together is that, okay, so Aaron is from California, and he's here in Louisiana learning the slang, learning everything, just trying to, and then Josh and I grew up down here. And we would teach him the slang and everything, and then we just it kind of got funny, trying to explain it to him.
Yep.
And then we just started making jokes, and we're like, man, this would be cool if we, poke fun at it some way. And one day we throw in Forrest Gump, and we start doing a real life situation about Big Eye Nose and running into a freaking wharf. We post it, 300,000 views later. It's like, wow, let's do this again, and it just kept excelling, and hey, let's do a music video, let's do something, and it just keeps snowballing, man. We got so many ideas, like in so little time to get to them. But the podcast was one of the things that we wanted to get to. The new show that we're getting ready to release tonight. I mean, I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but
today is Friday,
December the 18th. At 7 o'clock, we're going to have What's Good Louisiana. It's our first, it's our pilot episode that's coming out on LCN, Louisiana Connection Network. We are on Spectrum 150 and Cox 140.
On the television.
We're on the television.
On television.
And now that you're on television, it's like a little bit more real almost, It's like...
But, like... I don't see it.
I know TV's dying, you know, but it's still around. But I mean, we've excelled in other mediums like, you know, social media, YouTube, stuff like that. But we're trying to get into that TV world, and I think it's going to be a match made in heaven with this new show. So
as long as you're
check
having
it out.
fun.
Oh yeah, we're having fun. Well, this show, I mean, we're basically going around Louisiana and just glorifying everything, the local businesses, local. And with the pandemic now, local needs us more than ever. You know, I'm a local guy. I need y'all more than ever. So when they say we're going back full blast, no mask, no, hey, hire your boy. We're gonna do some gigs, some MCs, and everything. You want to come along and be my bodyguard or my stunt double?
Yes. Yes,
Well,
I'll be your stunt double.
You can be my stunt double. What was people? So people mistaking you, right, for me?
Yeah, but like you're gonna go to these places and eat.
No.
Like you gotta try their food.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
I'll be the stunt double.
You'll
when
be
I
the
eat.
stunt double.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me
Okay.
eat.
Yeah, because I need to get back in the gym. You know, like you can be the one that eats all that stuff.
No, I got a plan. You know, I got that. I'm gonna lose 40 pounds before I turn 40. I turn 40 next year, dude.
Yeah, I'm 43, bro.
I know.
A lot of people don't know that I'm old. I'm in the 40s, man. People always do it. When I go to Rouse's, and I'm like, get 3 or 4 bottles of wine, and they're like, can I see your ID? And I'm like,
does that bother you?
No, it doesn't. Okay, it really doesn't. I grab my wallet, like waiting for them to ask me.
I have it out before. I have it out before I start. Like I hate people. Like I hate people in public. Like,
I hate people that
get mad.
Get mad when you
these
ask
people
them,
are just doing their damn job.
Exactly.
Because by law, you have to have your ID. I don't care if you're 80 years old.
Right.
By law, you're supposed to have your ID on you to buy it.
Right.
You know, they know you're old enough.
Right.
Let these people do their jobs.
Let them do their
You know,
jobs.
really? And then they go on Facebook. I got carded for the first time. I'm 53 years old.
Yeah, I don't use Facebook for that reason. I use Facebook.
I hate Facebook. No, I love Facebook. I hate
love
people.
Facebook. No, but people put their dirty laundry on it every day. I'm not going to use it for that.
I hate people on Facebook.
Is that why you don't have a lot of friends on Facebook?
No, I actually have like 900 something friends. I don't know why.
Let's go.
Because like somebody sends me a friend request and I'm sitting down. I'm like, oh, I think I ran into this guy at the grocery store. Okay, confirm. Because I like to see what's on Facebook. I just don't like to read your damn complaints.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
I know a lot of people that do that.
Aggravates the crap out of me.
Yeah, my back hurts, and like my boss did this, and my wife did that. I'm like,
what happened to the
celebrate
saying,
life on Facebook.
What happened to the saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all?
Exactly.
Like if I ask you for your opinion, give it to me. But if I post something on there and you just want to start an argument with me, like, shut the hell up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you sitting in your drawers behind your computer thinking you a big shot.
You're a keyboard warrior at that point.
We were talking about it at lunch today. I got so aggravated. You did the WAP.
The whack,
video
the whack ass presents.
So
yeah.
my youngest,
that was like just something that popped into my head, like, and I'm like, I got to do this. I was 2:00 in the morning. I woke up. It was actually Wednesday of last week. I woke up at 2:00 in the morning with this idea. I need to do something with the Grinch because we've done Grinches on that beat, and we did Green and Mad. And I'm like, we need another song. And then I was like, what is the biggest song this year? Of course, it's the nastiest song in recorded history.
I still never listened to that song.
Oh, dude, it makes you cringe. I mean, the beat is sick. It makes you want to get down.
It's the same beat as the other one.
When you start listening to the lyrics, you're like, ugh. Like, it's like kind of raunchy, man. Kind of really raunchy.
They made the, everybody came out and said what, it stood for.
Right.
So, of course, everybody's curiosity got them, but I never listened to the song.
Right.
I'm not as much as I love music, I stay in my lane.
Right.
Like,
no, I listen to everything.
80s.
It doesn't matter to me.
I'm in my eBay
I'm an
room.
80s dude. Yep.
I'm in my eBay room pumping out, Journey comes on, I'm packing orders, that's me.
Right.
A little White Snake.
Right.
It's great.
Little White Lion.
Yeah. When the children cry, I'm in there and like, it's awesome.
Wait, I never had a chance to love
And then,
you.
like, you listen to some of these
that's the
songs,
worst music
break
ever.
down the lyrics. Some of these singers can go to jail for some of the lyrics.
Oh, I know. They could.
Yeah, I'm listening to some of these songs. I'm just laughing, but that's what I grew up on. But yeah, so that video came out, and I seen a comment on one of them, and it really aggravated the crap out of me. And it shouldn't, but
Look,
like,
dude. I've dealt with haters and I've dealt with Karens out there a lot on my page, and it drove me nuts.
Well, like, it doesn't bother me to the point where, like, I'm gonna go out and fight. I'm too old to fight. Like,
Right, yeah.
That shit hurts. I'm not punching anybody. Like, I guarantee if I threw a punch right now, my shoulder would pop out of socket.
I'd cry. I'd be like,
Yeah, yeah. Like, I stump my toe. I step on a Lego, and
I'm
I'm
a fighter. I'm a YouTuber.
2 days. I'm crying about it. But like, it's just. You were playing with my son, so I got a camera angle that he's killing himself laughing. Somebody was like, "Oh, that's abuse."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Shut the F up!" Like, really?
Well,
what was your purpose of putting that on the page anyway?
Right.
You wanted somebody to say,
I want somebody
"Oh
to
my
call me out
God."
for
Are
child
you-
abuse.
Like
really?
Is your point like you're jealous of what he's doing, or
No.
you just want attention because you're sitting lonely at your house?
No,
and
I
got nothing better to do.
I genuinely think people don't have that filter to where they're like, if they offended by something, they're going to automatically just put something on the page. And to me, like, okay, when I looked back at the video, I'm like, yeah, it looks like it's like really hard. But the way I did it, I kind of skimmed his head, and he knew I was doing it. I was playing with him the whole time and pushing him down the whole time. And I thought that camera angle gave the best look for the song. Like,
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. But he was laughing the whole time.
Yeah, he was laughing. But even if he wasn't,
yeah,
it's my son.
this one lady put this on there. She was like, "Oh my God, that's child abuse. I can't believe this video got 180,000 likes." And I'm like, really? I was like, okay, Karen. I said, that is my godchild. He was laughing the entire time. But no kids were hurt in the making of this scene.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but look, dude, you have to look. When you're a social media influencer, when you get to that level, you get it all the time.
I know, but my problem is, what is wrong with these people that feel that they have to be negative all the damn time?
Dude, there's always going to be negative people, and that's what makes the world fun. Because you know what? People like that get offended. I find that stuff funny as hell.
Well,
and
some
I'm
things I
happier.
do.
I'm happier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that person's miserable with their life, and they're gonna be miserable enough to put a post to try to make somebody else miserable or feel bad.
Yeah.
That I'm telling you, 2 or 3 years ago, that used to rack my brains. When I did the "We Are the World" video, the face swap thing, they had some black people that I did it with. It was Ray Charles. It was Lionel Richie. All these people. Somebody put, "This is digital blackface," and it blew up. And I was like, digital black. So I sat there and I was like, "Oh no, that's not what I meant. There's no. And I'm like, yeah. I'm kind of like, you know what? These people want to start something.
That's
They
what I'm
want to
saying.
start. They're called trolls. Okay, I pay no mind to these people anymore, or I'll kill them with kindness. Like this, I did a Grinch lip sync the other day, and my actual outfit was falling apart. I was sweating profusely, and the glue was coming undone. So it was kind of rolling out, but I was like, I don't care. I'm just making a damn Grinch lip sync video, and we're gonna post it and see what happens. Well, I'm melting, okay? Well, this lady goes on there and she says, "You need to fix your face." And I went, "You too." That's what I do. I kill it. Like, I come back with the joke.
That wasn't killing with kindness.
No, but what I'm saying is I pick
hilarious.
back. I pick back at them.
Well-
You know, and then my fans, they're like, "Oh, I ain't standing for this," and they go after this person. Like, so it's like I don't even have to settle the trolls. You know, but that's the word. Don't ever go after a comedian. Don't ever try to school a comedian.
No,
because they're too quirky for you. They'll come up with something that's going to make you feel this big.
But
So-
I would love to have somebody that just goes online like a food critic. I hate food critics because just because you don't like
Gordon Ramsay.
Well,
and
no,
just
no,
tell you the
I
truth?
love watching him.
No, I love him.
I love watching him.
He
But what I'm
speaks the
saying is
truth.
like when you go on, we'll take little road trips or we go thrifting and we'll pull up Yelp and we want to find a restaurant.
Right.
Like I just pull it up to see a location. Like if the title of your restaurant is good, I'll go try it.
Right.
I don't like these people that make negative comments. Like we went to a Mexican restaurant and a girl posted on her.
You're
thing.
gonna have
It's like,
problems at every restaurant.
Well, the
I
thing
mean,
was,
come on.
the burrito had too much onions on it. So to me, you don't like onions. I love onions.
I love onions.
So that makes me
Pot
want to go.
on.
So you gave them a 1-star rating because they had too much onions. Like just tell people that place really wasn't for me.
Hey man, we went to Hooters today, right?
Yeah,
And my wings had no sauce on it.
they really didn't.
They had nothing.
But they
It
were
was
out of habanero.
But they were out, yeah. But they didn't put the sauce on that I asked and request, to replace the habanero.
don't send your food
But you
back.
know what? It was so delicious, and I'm never gonna send my food back ever.
I don't understand people that they get their rocks off on just being so negative.
Yeah, exactly. No,
So
just kill people with kindness, man.
I was gonna say,
Time
like,
to go.
keep your negative comments to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
What you think about Drew Brees coming out this weekend and playing? You think he's ready?
I think he's gonna die if he gets hit again.
Do you think so?
Not really. I mean, the dude's a
I
warrior.
don't know. I never-
11 crack ribs.
But
11.
I've never had a cracked rib before, so I don't know the pain. But I've heard people who have cracked ribs. They're like, dude, that's the worst pain because you can't do nothing. You can't shit. You can't sneeze. You can't freaking eat. You can't do nothing.
I had a separated shoulder, and I couldn't lift that was the worst pain I've ever had. And they said that cracked ribs is worse than a separated shoulder.
What?
And if it is, like I said, you got to breathe. And what's the one thing that you do when you're not supposed to do something?
Yeah,
you do it.
You clench and you breathe and you do all.
So if
yeah.
I have a cracked rib, I'm like, oh, and then the next 5 seconds, I go,
you're like, you go like, all right, well that
You
wasn't
test
too
the
bad.
limits.
But,
you test the limits.
But
now,
I mean,
I get why he's coming back. Like, you want to play the best team in the league. I get it. I hope the best for him. But man, 11 cracked ribs.
they have a shirt that I forgot who put it out, but it's a replica of his ribs. It's ribs, and it's actually cracked where it's cracked at, and then his heart on the inside is a fleur de lis. Like it's a Drew Brees, a toe to Drew Brees. I think it's Dirty Coast that did that. Dirty Coast did that. Great shirt, but it shows where his fractures are. So I counted them, and I was like, yeah, it's 11 fractures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I didn't know you had 11 ribs.
I don't know how many ribs you got.
I don't know. Like
27?
I don't know. No, that's teeth, man.
I don't know. You just said, I don't know how many ribs you got, so I said, what, 27? No, man.
Well,
you don't know.
11 crack ribs. Dude, that's a lot of ribs, man. Like this weekend we ate, Daddy made some ribs,
That
bro.
was some good ones.
That was some good ribs. But no, but back to Drew Brees, man. I think he's, I don't know, man. Drew is not going to put the team in a situation where, you know what I'm saying? He took himself out of the game against the 49ers.
No, I mean, dude couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
What you expect?
But
11 cracked ribs.
what I'm saying is, he knows his body enough to where he's like, no, you like.
Well, yeah, you can see how he was trying to throw and all that.
Even last year when he broke his thumb in the Rams game, he went to grab the football. He could not grab the football.
Any competitor is going to be that way.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie Lott back in the day, cut the damn thing off. I'm going back. You know, they don't do that anymore. But I mean,
that's like that Michael Jordan analogy when. They asked them if you got 10 pills.
Yeah.
And
oh, dude,
one of
amazing.
Them, out of the 10 pills, one of them will kill you. Mm-hmm. And they were saying he had a 10% chance when he broke his foot to re-break it and ruin his career.
Right.
And they asked them basically, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm probably screwing it up, but the gist of it is, they said, well, if I give you this jar of pills, you have 10 of them, and one can kill you, are you taking the pill? Mm-hmm. And he basically said, well, it depends on how bad the damn headache is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean,
it's just competitive. It's competitive nature. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people ask me, how do you keep on doing the Grinch? And how do you keep, because that looks like it wears you down and everything. You know what? At the end of the day, Drew Brees and those guys know what's on the line. These are some competitive guys that are playing for big contracts and big money and stuff like that. But not only that, you got that competitive spirit. Them guys could probably get paid $10 a freaking game and they'll still go do it just because of their. I'm paraphrasing. Like,
no, I know
play
what you're
for
saying.
$10 and get hit by a damn 300-pound lineman. But
give me $1 million.
But what I'm saying is these guys are so driven and it's in their blood to where they know their bodies and they take care of their bodies. There's so much riding on the line, and I'm sure they gave them a little extra syrup.
A little juice. Unlike Tyrod Taylor when he had a fractured rib or something.
They
gave him that injection.
lung.
Oh yeah, they shot it in his lung. Don't do that, Breeze.
No, don't do that, bro.
Yeah,
if you're feeling bad, man, go ahead and sit the bench, man. Well, look, Benji, I got a couple of hats in front of me right here. All right. This is for your partner right there.
Yep.
And this right here, we're going to do this. This is going to be kind of like the, I guess, the Staples Center of all of our guests that comes in. I want you to sign that, partner. And I got,
I'm going to put my Herbie Hancock on there?
your Herbie Hancock.
Oh, I hit the markers right here.
Oh, you hit the markers? Okay. Sign it as the first guest on the DJ Rhett podcast,
you want,
bro.
black or silver?
Whatever you want, man. And what we'll do is once
you
that
want them
thing
all
gets
on the inside, outside, wherever?
you can put it wherever you want, man. If you're not watching this, if I had a nickel for every single time I heard that,
You'd have a nickel.
Yep. Just put it wherever you want, Benji. Oh yeah, right there.
There it is.
There it is, the first official signature of the DJ Rhett
Ben
podcast,
Jovi.
right there on the Y'all Catching hat. So any guests or any visitor we have to the studio, we'll get them to sign that. And at the end of, I don't know, when we can't see the Y'all Catching hat anymore, we're going to go ahead and auction it off for a prize. But, man, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today.
Not a problem. Like I said, I wasn't doing anything.
No, man. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. And whenever you want to chit chat and come back on the show, man, give me a holler. Man,
Yeah,
we
I'm
can have
always
you
here.
a regular on the show. But thanks for coming in, talking about reminiscing about all kind of stuff. I have no idea what we talked about, bro. We just for
All
our
I'm gonna
first
say is-
podcast, I think we did pretty good.
We had nothing written down, and
we're shooting from the hip, like
shooting
this.
from the hip. And I don't think there was any moment where we were like, "What should we say?"
No, because that will never happen.
No,
I don't
'cause
think that'll ever happen.
I guarantee you, if we had enough battery power in these cameras, me and you can sit here
Yeah,
for
Aaron and Anthony be like, guys,
12 hours.
Guys, it's time to
Yeah.
go. It's time to go.
They're gonna turn the lights off, and me and you still gonna be here. So remember that day when
Remember
we
that day when you pulled my finger, bro?
Yeah. And by the way, thanks for doing that with my kids, because now all they want to do is pull my finger.
Pull your finger? Okay, yeah. It's the greatest trick in the book. Pull the finger will always make me laugh, and these nuts will always make me laugh.
These nuts
These
is
nuts
always a
will
good one.
always make me laugh, all right? So,
Yeah.
But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in to the DJ Rhett podcast. Thanks again, Benji, for joining us.
Not a
And
problem.
we'll
Thank you.
see y'all next time for episode 2. Later, y'all.